The late adopter. Guys, welcome to the Bitcoin Daily Monday to, whatever, 9 a.m, whatever. Around there, it's around there. We're dumping, guys, we're dumping. How's everybody doing in the chat? There is our fearless leader. Chamali checking in every day. Thrice, Amar, Captain, what's up, club? Captain is right now saying club instead of tribe, you know, so she changed the direction. That's good. We like that. It's gonna be a club. It's gonna be a club. It's gonna be a party club. Yeah, no. It's gonna be normal club. It's just a normal club. What is gonna be less major dump incoming? Campbell Vision says. I don't know if it's, you know, less dump. You know, it is some kind of dump. You know, we already see that. Simple technology. Hey man, how you doing? Aaron, thrice. Hope it is a dump. Opened an extra load of shorts a few hours ago to make some extra cash for the bottom. Hope that plays out for you. Nate Spurs, yo man, how you doing? Captain Vohol, Vincent, thrice. Aaron, Wayne B, Halco, give me my daily dose of hopium, please. We are close to the bottom. We are close to the bottom. Kate, 10 Ron, thanks man, appreciate the money. Game over. Nah, not yet, not yet. Game is just starting, man. Game is just starting. You know when it was game over? Up here. This is when you should post that. Game over up here. That's game over. That's when you come and say, hey man, game over right now. But you know, this is over here is just about, you know, game start. The game is starting right now, guys. Game is starting. It's not game over, it's game start. Priest, hello man, how you doing? Sounds healthy. got a lung up there, fella. Yeah. Should one long now? I don't know what to answer that. Anyways, guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Bitcoin Daily. We do this show Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Central European time. Of course, on the dollar every day because we gotta know what's happening with altcoins. Bitcoin is not that important, but altcoins are indeed important. Game over for the dump. Yeah, game over for the dump. Game over for the dump. So we're gonna talk about a little bit about what's happening on the charts right now. Then I'm gonna talk about what's happening in the news or something like that. There is actually no news, but there is a little bit of FUD going on. So let's talk about charts, guys. And we've been saying for, you know, last couple of days that this does look bearish indeed. There are several reasons for that. We have been expecting or hoping for some kind of pump up to this red box here at the top. We have been hoping for some kind of pump up there. Let me just change the color of this thing over here because I don't like this one. I don't like this one either. This is nice. Okay. So we have been hoping for some kind of pump up to this box, this red box up here, this red box. We have been hoping for some kind of pump up to the red box, maybe consolidation and then dump on the downside, but we are just getting crushed by this 10 moving average. Let me show you the 20 moving average up here. This red line is once again pushing us towards downside. You can see here very clearly that this is the line that's been, you know, been deciding, you know, whether we are above the line or whether we are below the line. So, you know, when you are below the line, you are bearish. When you are above the line, you're bullish. You can see ever since the top up here, it's been pushing us down. We have had a couple of breakouts up here towards, you know, above the line. Up here, we are becoming very bullish because we were staying above the 20 moving average, and then we fell through that, which was quite bad move towards downside. So this 20 moving average is still in full effect and is still pushing us on the downside. We have actually no move above that 20 moving average yet, so technically very bearish. But this is not the only reason. We were only expecting this to happen, you know, to get pushed more on the downside, but we are hoping that we can get some kind of 31, 32 levels in. Now there is a lot of reasons why this is very bearish. Let me start with this moving average. Let me clear up everything so you can see this nicer. First, we'll try to, you know, understand the candles. Candles are very important when you are looking for some kind of move. It shows you a little bit about bearishness and bullishness. First thing over here, let's just clean up everything up here. First thing over here, we came up to the 10 moving average, got rejected by that. We tried to get above the 10 moving average, big rejection off of that. Came up there again, big rejection back down here. This is a golfing candle, by the way, the golfing candle down here, right back down again. Then we stayed below that, but we tried for another time to get above the 10 moving average, or engulfing candle right back down again. Then over here we failed to get it back above it. Then over here we failed to, you know, get above it with a big wick towards upside, and right now we are dumping on the downside over here. So there have been a couple of rejections on the way up over here, and this is the last one. I would say this is like one, two, three, four, five rejections of the 10 moving average we have had right now. And now that we are having this 20 moving average coming for us right now, it is only normal to see this continue on dumping on the downside. Maybe we might get some kind of, you know, some kind of swing toward downside and then a pump towards the upside. That can definitely happen, and we're gonna talk about that. But right now, just looking about on the pattern and the candles, this does indeed look bearish. So we've been expecting, you know, continuation towards downside. There is of course other reason why we have been expecting that, but you know, we've been expecting continuation towards the downside after this this pennant. And I think it's a pennant, you know, we have been having some kind of problems, identifying what kind of pattern this is. But I think right now it becomes more and more clear that it is some kind of a pennant over here. This is a pennant, and these pennants are usually bearish. Now we haven't seen anything that should indicate any kind of bullishness, so the pennant needs to break to the downside. Now how long to the downside it breaks and so forth is a little bit unsure. You know, this move down here just on the breakout, wherever the breakout comes back to this wick on the downside around there. So there should be some kind of first move if we dump on the downside down here back to some kind of 26 levels, 25 levels, 26 levels towards downside. Now we are still looking at this box on downside down here. It's between 22,000 and 25,000. What are we gonna, you know, with this move come in here, or we're gonna bounce up here and then go another, you know, big move towards downside later? I don't know how this is gonna play out, but I still believe that, you know, somewhere down here, because we are very close, especially to this 22,000 level, 22,005 level, especially since we are very close to that level. After this dump down here, you know, I'm looking at, you know, anything between 23,000 to 25,000 for some kind of bottom. There are reasons for that, but you know, that's what I'm looking for. But this move should, you know, if we break on the downside, it should go back to this wick on the bottom side down here, and then we'll see, you know, whether the bullishness actually kicks in or not. But the pattern is bearish. We are getting kicked by this 10 moving average, and the next move, the next close, this is a daily close, so I don't think this is gonna happen today. I think, you know, it might start today pushing a little bit down, but as soon as it gets back, you know, goes below this level down here, this trend line, let me show you the trend line up here. This trend line up here, as soon as we get below that this trend line over here, let me just use the horizontal line up here. As soon as we get below this trend line, that's around 29,100 give or take. As soon as we get below that, we are technically getting again a lower low with a lot of other bearish momentums, which should actually kick us back on the downside. So whether this is gonna be today or tomorrow, I don't know, but you know, Bitcoin is down right now 1.61%. But if you look at the altcoins, and I can show you altcoins over here, just a second up here. I can show you the altcoins. So you can see on my list up here, guys, you can see on my list, I mean, there are over 100 coins up here, and what you're gonna see is like there are, you know, 7%, 16%, 8%, 7%, 6, 9%, 11, 10, 12% up here, 7, 6%. You know, the numbers are quite big, you know, 3, 7, 8%. So Bitcoin is only down 1.7%, but everything else is down a lot. I mean, Luna, okay, Luna, whatever, Luna, 7%, 8%. So you know, the altcoins are already reacting. Altcoins are already reacting to Bitcoin, and we are, you know, moving towards downside. So Bitcoin hasn't even done the breakout yet towards downside the way I see it. You know, it's just happening right now, but altcoins are reacting, meaning, you know, there is some definitive bearishness in the market, and it's being pushed towards downside. So over here we are being pushed towards downside below 29,110. A bit below 110. So that's the level that I'm looking for right now today. You know, whether we're gonna close below that today or not, that's very important. You know, I'm not in, you know, any kind of fear or anything like that right now. I'm still looking for this to close first and then break, you know, further towards downside. So I think this can take a little bit more time. If we, for whatever reason, just start dumping down here big time, you know, whatever, I don't know if that can actually happen, but you know, you can see how slowly we have been climbing up here, and then a big move towards downside, big bearish move towards downside, and then slowly trying to climb up here, and then big bearish move towards downside. This is also very, very bearish on the charts, when you use a long time to get up and then, you know, instant move down, long time to get up and then instant move down, you know. So I think that's bearish. I think that's bearish, the way I see it right now. Right now it does seem a little bit bearish. So this move toward the downside is pushing it, you know. Maybe, you know what, maybe this should be regarded as a bullish move, because, you know, long time you can actually climb up and then, you know, somebody just pushes you back down and then slowly climb. Maybe this is actually bullish. Maybe this is actually bullish, because you know, oftentimes you'll see these pump and dumps where you pump fast and then slowly bleed towards the downside, right? That's a bearish move, right? That's bearish. But when you slowly climb up and then a fast move down, I mean, is this bearish or bullish? Good question, good question. I'm gonna try to figure that out. Because that pattern might be explaining it. Now, of course, we are waiting for the new moon, and for everybody not familiar with this channel before, new moon is a dump moon. So you'll see up here on the chart that we are having some moons on the chart. These are the red ones are dump moons, and we have pump moons on the bottom. And right now, you know, every time we get you know, full moon, we either go sideways or a little bit up. In strong trends, we might even go down. Over here we got a full moon and we are going sideways, which indicates that we are still in a bearish trend. And right now we are expecting this date on the 30th of May, the next dump moon to happen. And right now we are getting very close to that. So, you know, we are expecting more dump towards the downside after this you know, this new moon happens. I know this is, you know, a very you know, wacko stuff talking and stuff like that, but I'm not touching any altcoins until we are actually done with the new moon, right? Once we're done with the new moon, everything's gonna be fine, but we are not quite there yet. We are not quite there. And you can see this on the line up here, this 29,000, we can just remove it a little bit. You can see the line up here. We are very close to that moment over here. Maybe we do something more shaky here before we go, but you know, we could just might as well dump a little bit here, get below it, and then dump on the downside. Now this moon doesn't have to play on the dollar. It can start before it, it can start after it. We don't know when, you know, the dump is gonna start when it comes to the moon, but what we, you know, we do fear that moons again can have the upper hand and actually dump us towards the downside. I'm still looking at some kind of 22 to 25,000 level at bottom. Whether we're gonna come to that or not, I don't know. Probability right now, it's more likely to only hit like 26 something and not actually go all the way down there, but there's a very good reason why we should go down there, and that's on the weekly. This 200 moving average, we are very close to that level. So we are still expecting a more move down here, then hit it, maybe the bounce, maybe consolidate up here, whatever we're gonna do, and then continue towards the upside. These, you know, a couple of months of consolidation down here, they need to happen, right? So we're gonna hit June, July, August up here, right? Maybe something like this, and then towards upside. That's always been the plan. Whether the plan is gonna play out or not, maybe we get some kind of bounce up here and then down, back down again. So let me show you another thing up here on the chart. I'm gonna use my indicator down here called, first of all, we gotta talk about RSI right now. RSI is very low. Let me go up here. RSI is very low, and you can see here we are down at Corona dump levels, right? We already dumped down here. This is the last moves towards downside. Like, this push towards downside is so small. You can see here it only happened 3 times. Right now where we are, and let's find out where these 3 times did come. So you're gonna see here, this one came all the way up here, but it was very volatile move towards downside down here. That was not, and the second one came down on this bottom down here. So, you know, these 2 moves were indicating this capitulation phase towards downside. One big drop, second big drop, you're thinking, you know, it's going to zero. So these 2 moves were indicating capitulation on the downside. Now the second time we did that was over here in 2008. You can see here this also was indicating some kind of capitulation move towards the downside, you know, the last finishing move. And right now we are at the border of having that move towards the downside. We are at the border of having that move towards the downside. We are very close to getting into that territory, and that would, you know, correspond nicely with this 200 moving average up here. if we for whatever reason should dump on the downside. Now there is other things that's going to happen if we do continue dumping on the downside. There is other things that are going to happen. Another one of these things that's going to happen, we are not going to look at MACD, we're going to look at my indicator down here. And what I'm going to show you right now is that we are getting into overextended territory. So let's look at the chart up here above, and what you're going to see here is you're looking weekly time frame, and you're looking at extensions from certain moving averages. So you can see right now we came all the way down here, we are a little bit picked up here, but we came all the way down there. These are very extended levels, right? So this dump that we just had with this wick towards upside, this dump that we had with the wick, right? This dump over here, that's this move down here, right? And this dump is down here. Of course, this dump is this, you know, this wick on the downside down here. It's actually the closest that we are measuring right now. So wicks have actually gone a lot further towards downside. Let's check out the wicks up here. Measure wicks instead of moves, so you can see the wicks have actually gone a lot further towards downside. So we have definitely room to actually you know, fall more down. But what I'm going to explain to you right now is that on this we are measuring right now this white line. How far extended are we from the white line? So what you're gonna notice here is down here these big extensions towards downside. So we are up here, right? That's where we are. Let me use this one now that I can actually use. That's where we are, right? And these overextensions, this huge dump towards downside, these huge moves towards downside, they need to pick up or go sideways. They are very overextended levels. Even down here during this you know, capitulation move towards downside, towards bottom, we got these very extended levels towards downside. So right now we are getting that move again towards the downside into that area. And you know, if we start moving towards lower, towards 200 moving average, down here towards 200 weekly moving average, this will definitely extend towards downside. So what does this mean? This means that these overextensions always pull back or indicate some kind of you know, stability. So they don't have to pull back, but they can go sideways a little bit, right? They can go sideways, something like that. So these extension levels, if we get to the same extension level, might indicate that we are gonna have either, you know, consolidation or we are gonna pump. But more often than not, after these kind of big moves towards downside, we did go down here again and then pump towards the upside. After this one over here, we did pump this corona dump, we did pump big time towards downside. After the capitulation phase down here, we did pump big time towards downside. The only time we didn't pump, you know, after over here was down here, and this was on the first move towards downside when it just capitulated in 2017. It was such a huge move. We did pump a little bit back up here, but you know, we continue going down. It was just such an extended move right after it, right after the top, right? So we are not right after the top right now. We are not right after the top. And you know, the first move after the top did push us a little bit down, but it's continuing. So if you get another one of these moves towards downside, because since we are not right after the top and this is taking a long time, we can expect to be some kind of bottom, right? So we are looking for this very extended level towards downside to happen. If you go even further back down here, you'll see over here it's not right after the top. After the top, you know, we came down pretty significantly, but over here in this capitulation phase we came very long down, and that was actually the bottom. So we are getting close down there. We really actually hit these levels or not, that kind of depends. Right now Bitcoin, let me just go a little bit back up here. I need my lines back. I need my lines back. Come on. Oh man, how far back? There we go. There we go. Lines. Okay, so as you can see right now, I don't think it's gonna happen today. I think it might happen tomorrow, you know, during the weekend. When it's gonna happen, I don't know. We are very close to this full moon. So right now, the way I see it, everything falls into place and how this actually gonna play out. DXY, let's talk a little bit about this DXY thing. It did break this falling wedge towards upside. It is trying to climb up a little bit up here. Maybe it does another move towards downside down here just before it you know, does this over here, because every time you break the trend line, you can do another move up here and then continue towards the upside. So, you know, how this is actually gonna play out, not quite sure, but we are expecting some kind of move up here towards the upside, especially you know, trying to test this 10-20 moving average here on the daily. On the weekly time frame, this you know, might give us you know, bounce up here on the 10 moving average. We're gonna see. But if this starts rolling towards the upside, Bitcoin should dump on the downside, the way I see it. Right, the fact that we have been you know, in last days have been going towards downside and Bitcoin has actually been going sideways does show that Bitcoin is kind of bearish, because the way I see it, if this goes down, if Bitcoin is bullish, Bitcoin should gain in value. But since we are losing dollar value down here and Bitcoin is just going sideways, it does indicate that Bitcoin is more bearish than actually it's bullish. So you know, once this actually turns towards upside, instead of going sideways up here, it should go more towards downside. So if this for whatever reason should turn towards the upside up here, I think Bitcoin should up, you know, significantly. And when I say significant, I'm still looking at this 23 to 25k levels again. Stock market, you know, is recovering a little bit up here. You can see here we had a couple of days you know, in green and stuff like that, but you know, it's not much. If we got overextended on the downside, we had 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 weeks in red on stock market. So you know, some pullback up here is needed. You also see that we hit this support on downside, so you know, pullback is actually happening, but nothing is actually changing in stock markets as well, because technically we are still in a strong downtrend over here. The pullbacks are pullbacks, you know, they do happen in even in a bearish trend, and you can see these expanding wedges on the downside as well. There are certain lines that we need to break or that might give us support. So even down here, if the stock market should continue dumping, we are looking at this horizontal, no, it's not horizontal support, it's trend line support. It's not trend line support, it's a moving average on the weekly time frame, 200 moving average on the weekly time frame as well. Plays nicely. So we might get support over here, you know, bounce up here as well as Bitcoin, and then continue towards upside. So I do see, even on the stock markets right now, that there is actually some kind of a hope that we might bounce out of this downtrend over here. That said, guys, there's a lot of FUD, Tether FUD right now out there. I don't know why, but you know, there is this guy called Cafezilla came out with the Coffeezilla, how's it called? So you see 11 exposing Tether. This was 11 months ago, but 14 hours ago Tether loses 10 billion, and you know, he's, you know, spraying more. So I think it's because of the video that right now there is a lot of FUD when it comes to Tether. Will Tether depeg or not? USDT, USD, what you're gonna see here, we are a little bit below the peg, 0.998, but you know, these are normal things. So you can see the line up here. We are never actually on the line. You can see up here, or oftentimes you are above the line. Most of the times you're above the line, and then you're a little bit below the line, you know, sometimes, not that often actually. This is weekly time frame. Let's go see daily time frame. Daily time frame is also above it, right? This is since we need USDT, USD. Let's see more trading. Let's go to the weekly time frame and see the peg. Let's pull the line up here. No, let's pull the line and say this line is gonna be at 1. Okay, and you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna remove the wicks. Let's see, settings, wicks, remove the wicks, so you can see actually where we close and not close. So you can see this moves towards downside, upside. You can see how volatile we have been before. I mean, look at the volatility up here, 0.92. Nobody has been talking about the, you know, the peg. This was in 2017. So volatility can push the price up and down very heavily. You know, over here, April, there are a lot of people maybe buying or something like that. And up here, you know, April, May, something happened here. I don't know what happened here. Same thing happened here. We getting this volatility towards upside, downside. The volatility is normal. It does happen a lot of time. You can see here, these are closes, not the wicks. You know, wicks can actually, you know, even go higher, but this goes to, you know, 1.01, this goes 0.99. So the volatility is quite high, and over here you can see right now we are a little bit down, but you know, down in December 21 we had also been, you know, at 0.98, stuff like that, right? if you look at a daily time frame, we had these moves down here, you know, but we have previously have these kind of moves as well. I mean, it's a normal volatility when it comes to Tether. So just looking at, you know, the chart, stuff like that, it's no problem. So, but I think it's a Tether FUD to push the price down, and you know, this video came out very nicely timed now that we are coming very close to the moon, and the Tether FUD has always been around. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, Tether is safe or anything like that, because Tether has been around for a very long time, guys, very long time. Been here for a long time. Tether has been around for a long time, and Tether FUD has been here for a long time. But the fact is that Tether is still around, so you know, I don't know what's gonna happen. But that said, I think it's just further to push the price down. They will definitely come out with more, you know, more bearish news on the last dump. You know, everything looks very grim and bad and stuff like that, right? But you gotta understand, guys, it's only FUD. They're trying to FUD you out of your money so you can sell, so they can buy, and so forth, so forth. We already said that they already started accumulating. Once we started breaking these levels on the downside, they already started accumulating. Especially on this stump on the downside, there was a post on Twitter that said that, you know, top 100 wallets, Bitcoin wallets, have acquired another additional 77,000 Bitcoin in the last 24 hours when we are going towards downside. So I know already for the fact they are accumulating already. Like me and you, I always say it, yeah, me and you can, you know, accumulate on a wick towards downside. You know, it wicks down and we are like, you know, all our money, you know, one market buy, we accumulate. They need longer time to accumulate, so they're using you know, all of these big moves, you know, to getting 77,000 Bitcoin is very hard. But on these big moves, when you have a lot of liquidations, a lot of stop losses, getting hit and stuff like that, you know, there is a lot of Bitcoin to gain there. So, you know, another move towards downside, they will also acquire another additional, you know, 70, 80, 90, 100, you know, 1,000 Bitcoin on the way down, because there will be additional, you know, fear in the market, and they need that to, you know, transfer your Bitcoin to the, you know, from your wallets to their wallets. So that's how they're doing that. So besides Tether FUD and beside Bitcoin being bearish, nothing has actually changed. Have you seen Bitcoin dominance with this move? Big spike. Yeah, so I would assume the Bitcoin dominance has a big spike towards the upside, and that's actually a good thing. We need Bitcoin to rise, and we need altcoins more to bleed towards downside. So there was a couple of touches, very nice touches here. We can see here that as soon as we came to this line, we tried to break it. Right now we break it. So Bitcoin dominance is rising. So I'm expecting Bitcoin to fall maybe a little bit more towards downside. And we don't actually know how much is gonna fall, but we are getting pretty close to the bottom, guys. I know people are saying, you know, 15,000, 10,000, but you know, the worst case scenario is like another 20%, you know, down right now. Over time, the moving average will go up a little bit, so you know, it would be 15, 16 or something like that. But you know, right now the worst case scenario is you know, between 13,000, yeah, technically up here, between 7% and 20%. The way I see it, I think that's the worst case scenario right now. It can actually change, but you know, right now that's the worst case scenario, down to some kind of 25. But for altcoins, it does mean a lot more downside though. I think if Bitcoin dumps 20%, I think altcoins might up another additional 30 to 40% towards downside. So you know, we're gonna see how that actually plays out. Where is Bitcoin dominance over here? So it is definitely pumping towards the upside, but it's good for altcoins, guys. It is good for altcoins, because what we want to do, let's go to the weekly time frame up here. We want to push this towards the upside, and then when we get a bull run, you know, we want to push this down. Right? We want Bitcoin to go up, you know, to gain dominance, and then we want to, you know, to change direction once we get, you know, altcoins pumping. Good morning, Melanie. How you doing? Where's Ron, bro? Is it around? Tell me about this moon thing. I'm unaware. June, July, there is a super moon. It's a big thing. There is a video on my channel called "The Secret of the Billionaires." You can just go on YouTube. You know, go to YouTube and, you know, search it up. Just go up here and write "The Late Adopter Secret of Billionaires," you know, and this video up here. So watch the video if you are unaware of what's happening with the moons. 20k would make a strong bottom. Yeah, 20k would make a strong bottom. It's too strong. I want Bitcoin down and altcoins pump. That can happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. Bitcoin down, altcoins pump. I don't think that's gonna happen, unfortunately. Where is the central plan is in the chat. Where is BitConnect 2.0 and Squid Game 2.0? Can't wait for those. Well, we had Luna 2.0. Oh, you mean 2.0? Oh, I get it. Yeah, nah, I don't know, man. Will reverse guy relax? Hey, damn John, I do. Good morning, John Nolan. Tila gang. I don't often sleep on short, but nice to wake up today. Oh man, oh. Well, depends on what you short, because if you short altcoins, you got a lot more, you know, downside than Bitcoin. Bitcoin did, you know, 2% right now. Dominance is going up, so altcoins will technically, right, you know, the fear is building up, guys. The fear is building up on the charts. I don't think right now, you know, we're gonna dump it. You know, the fear building is gonna go slow, and then it's gonna just drop down, and you know, full blown panic. Once we start getting down here below, I would say below, you know, these levels down here again, right? The full blown panic will actually occur. Once we start going down below these levels again down here and start dropping fast, I think full blown panic will occur again. Right now 12, yesterday 11. I mean, we have been down here for right now, you know, you can see down here. Let's go last 3 months. You can see that down here we have been, you know, below. What's that up here? The highs were 14 since 9th May, 1 year times. Let's see max. But you can see that these bottoms do tend to, you know, indicate November 2018. These bottoms, right? We have a lot of stuff going on. You can see here a whole bunch of these low levels of fear. Down here as well, you know, very low. This is 2080. This is the capitulation dump down here, right? And this is the capitulation dump. This is the what's called the Corona Black Swan event dump. And right now you can see here we are building this, you know, fear bottom down here with a lot of these very low levels on the bottom side. So we are pretty close, guys. We are pretty close. The question is how far down we're gonna go, when the bottom is gonna hit, and so forth. I don't think the bottom is gonna hit on a week, and as I told you, that is not gonna happen. We're not gonna have like this and just, you know, go right back up. We're gonna have a long time, but I don't think it's gonna be on the daily either. This is the daily. I don't think, you know, the consolidation is enough on the daily to continue towards the upside. I think the consolidation needs to come on the weekly time frame. You can see here big. Let's go analyze that a little bit up here. You see the, you know, this accumulation phase took a little while, and before that, the bottom down here, accumulation took a little bit of time. The only time it didn't take, it's down here. You might also, this was also a V-shape recovery. So I'm not quite sure about these two, but you know, I would assume that they need a little bit more than, you know, just a couple of weeks, you know, on accumulation phase. I would assume they need, you know, some kind of pattern up here before we go up. Like, look up how long, you know, we've been going, you know, for a couple of months here sideways, couple of months sideways up here. Why should we just, you know, wick up here and go up again, right? But guys, once they start going towards upside, you won't care, not that much upside. Once they start going to, let me do it like this up here. Once they start going towards upside, guys, once they start going toward upside, I mean, you won't care whether you bought at 60, at 50, at 40, at 20, you know, thousand. You won't care about where you bought, man. This is, you know, when we start pumping. Mini pump with BTC right now. Stop looking at small time frames, man. Yeah, it is a small pump. It's just on a, you know, a little bit pullback, nothing happening. But like we said, I don't think this dump towards downside will come today. We need to break certain levels today, and we're gonna see that. But you know, it's only after we break these levels that the pump can actually commence. And right now the pump is not commencing just yet. So I'm gonna wait. I think, you know, tomorrow might be a good day to dump. Maybe weekend, maybe Monday, Tuesday. I don't know. We're gonna see, but I don't think it's gonna be today. Let's see a little bit 4 hourly down here. Nah, I don't think it's gonna be today. Maybe it's today. We are close, guys. We are close. Tiela, please, where's Ron? Wow, how should I know where the Ron is, man? I don't know where Ron is. Full creamy evaporated milk. Look at some alts for us. There is one alt. You know, I've been, you know, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna, you know, get when we get to the bottom. And you know, we talked about guns and chain and looks good, you know, some other coins and stuff like that. But you know, yeah, yesterday I got really excited about NFTs, guys. I was reading a lot about NFTs, metaverse. I was trying to understand from the minds of the, you know, these rich guys that are buying the plots of land, like what are they thinking? What are they seeing that we, you know, mortals are not seeing? Because I see a lot of us people are still in the DeFi space, you know, blockchains and stuff like that, but they are on another level, right? So what is next big thing? Like next cycle, something is gonna become, you know, I don't want to be buying DeFi coins when the next cycle, you know, it's gonna be metaverse, NFTs and stuff like that, right? So I was trying, okay, so I was like, yeah, sure. So metaverse is gonna be the next big thing, you know, the NFTs on the next cycle, you know, NFTs, metaverse, Web3, whatever that is, right? I'm not unsure, a little bit unsure about Web3 because I don't think, you know, retail, normal people can understand Web3. You know, they have a little bit hard times to, you know, wrap their head around that. But, you know, NFTs and metaverse, like, they're gonna gully that up. So, NFT biggest scam on earth? No, it's not. I was actually, you know, there is a good reason why it's not a big scam, and I definitely see why NFTs can be. So let me explain to you guys NFTs, okay? For you guys don't understand why people are buying these NFTs, okay? You know, because I also had a really hard time understanding, you know, a certain concept. Now there can be an NFT. There can be an NFT. There's a, you know, a sword from a game, right? And you can buy this and sell that, you know, it got value. Why? Because inside the game it has value, but the sword has only, you know, this card of sword has only the value inside the game, right? Inside the game. So you might ask yourself, yeah, but these, you know, crypto punks, you know, or however you wanna draw these crypto punks, right? Yeah, crypto punks, right? Like, they are not in a game. Why should I buy them? You know, number one, these first CryptoPunks came in 2017, so they got this legacy stuff, right, going on. So people are buying them just because they're first. But for example, you know, Bored Ape Yacht Club, for example, where is the value in these images? Well, they got, you know, the community. They got, you can get tickets. You can maybe buy apartments if you get these things. So these things give you some kind of look at these NFTs as a ticket to something. This is a ticket for a sword inside the game. This is a ticket for live events and community outside in the real world, right? There is they get value from something behind them, right? Because I tried to making NFTs yesterday and was like, nobody's gonna buy, and that's true, nobody's gonna buy my NFTs. I don't have a community, I don't have a reason for, you know, there is no reason to buy them. I am not a famous famous painter or anything like that. Like, so there must be something behind them that's gonna keep the value, right? Scheme is explained very well. Smart NFTs, you can sell a smart NFT as its level up status. So behind these things, so you get all kinds of NFTs, right? And there are only like certain NFTs that are going for a really large sums of money, and most of the other NFTs are not. Why? Because most of the other NFTs don't have anything behind them, right? If I buy something, right, it doesn't have anything behind. If you buy a Bored Ape Yacht Club, you suddenly get invited to concerts. You can buy apartments, you know, with them. You get, you know, get inside this metaverse game that I'm making. You know, they're building the ecosystem around the NFTs, right? But if me and you make some, you know, random NFT, nobody's gonna buy it because they don't get any value from it, right? If some kind of famous artist like Picasso makes an NFT, everybody gonna buy it because, you know, there is also this thing, who owns this NFT before. So if you buy the NFT of maybe of President Biden, if President Biden buys an NFT for $1, you know, and he puts it on sale, so there is probably somebody gonna buy that, you know, that NFT for $10,000, because right now, you know, Biden owned it before. It has this on blockchain, it says like who owned it before, and you can see that Biden owned it before, and that's why it goes value, right? So just like Pokemon cards, like these have value, but they have something underlying that supports this value towards the upside. So once I understood, you know, started wrapping myself head around that, and I understood that if I make NFTs, I'm not gonna, you know, be able to profit on NFTs because I have to build community and so forth, so forth. I was thinking, man, this is gonna, you know, like retail and normal mainstream people are gonna get this really, really fast. And metaverse is so shiny, guys. Metaverse is so very shiny. It's like shiny, 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 shiny this, shiny that, land, NFTs, you know, VR, all the shiny stuff. So next thing, I think the metaverse is and the NFTs are gonna be huge thing. So I'm trying also to get my head around, you know, metaverses and why people are, you know, companies are buying these plots of land for, you know, millions and millions of dollars, and trying to figure out how this actually gonna all play together, right? So I already know what some altcoins that might be good, but yesterday I found another altcoin that I'm definitely gonna buy, but I'm gonna tell only the guys in the Telegram chat. There is a reason to buy them. You can use them funds from your super chat. This spares to your club members. Hold the NFTs. Yeah, I mean, if some frame photo of your face, I will give you $20. NFTs are old news. Web3 pocket network is the next narrative, but not until 2020. Like Web3, it's really hard. Like normal people cannot wrap their hand around what's internet. You know, what's internet? Like they need 10 years to understand what internet is, right? They need this, you know, internet to start shining and throwing glitter around so they can wrap their head around what internet is. Like people have really hard to, you know, wrap their hand around what Web3 is. Like you have to understand, you know, sit down and show them actually, right? But you know, metaverse, NFTs, like they get that immediately. If I become a green member, do I get to know what you're gonna buy? Yeah, probably. You'll not find 90% of people here when new bull comes. It's nothing special, it's just an altcoin, you know. People have been talking about it before and stuff like that, but it's on my list right now. Is destroying the real use case of blockchain. It's a gaming metaverse system. What is peer? Join the club, brother. Join the club, guys. Internet is a small piece of the dark web or free web. Yeah, so I really believe in this metaverse narrative that's gonna, I think that's gonna, because you guys understand, you have to understand what's the next thing is gonna be. In 2018, you know, after the, in 2018, after the, let me just use this chart over here. In 2018, guys, after the capitulation up and the move up here, there was already a lot of talk about the DeFi, right? DeFi this, DeFi that, you know, APY, you know, money gaining, you know, stable gain coins. There was a lot, you know, and I ignored all of that. I knew they were talking about it, but I was like, nah, I'm not, you know, that's not my thing, you know, financial systems are not my thing. And that was the big thing up here. I mean, blockchains, DeFi stuff like, you know, and any kind of blockchain that's giving stuff, right? But over here something changed. And a lot of these metaverse started, you know, popping up, right? And so suddenly we get to this secondary bull rally. Let me try to find it out. Let's try to find out, when did Facebook change to Meta? When was this? When it become Meta? 28 October 2021. It was here at the top actually. So they changed the official name up here. When was the video? When did the video came out? When did the video came out? Let's go to YouTube. Meta Facebook, something like that. When did the video came out?
It is
October 28th. Okay, so they got out of October 28th. But you can see that we already had a rally right before that, right before the announcement of the meta, before the meta actually, you know, changed. Kata, hey, welcome to the fans club. How you doing, man? Enjoy the green name, enjoy the emojis, and since you're first time in the club, you get to pick the coin, so, you know, and I'll watch it for you. By the way, there's also link somewhere in the community tab on YouTube that you'll find to the Telegram chat. Tech is really not as powerful enough format. That's why a lot of programmers have left Facebook, as it really doesn't matter. That's actually very good. You don't want finished product out. You want promise of the finished product that's gonna pump the price. It's the promise that's pumped the price. It's the hype that pumps the price. It's, you know, when the product is finished, it's already finished. You know, there is no hype. But the hype comes, you know, when this is gonna be the next big thing, you know, that pumps the price, right? That pumps the price. AVAX is my poison. Thank you. Okay, let's check AVAX. So I think so sell the news. So yeah, sell the news kind of thing. So we want hype. Hype is gonna pump the price, but we'll see. Before we finish with this, so I don't think the DeFi or Web3 is gonna be the next big thing. I think the metaverse, the lands, the NFTs, the buying, the stuff, the games, I think that might be the big thing next cycle. Even Web3, but you know, we all know that, you know, Web3 is gonna be big, but you know, what is Web3? Like it just, you know, whole range of wide applications that says, okay, we are Web3 now, and you know, you should buy us, yeah. But it got to be something a little bit more specific than that, right? You know, MetaMask, the Web3 connection with everything, your identity, you know, you're all over the place. That doesn't matter. DXY dumping 0.22. There are 100% of starters coming which are commerce and have same UI. Yeah. Okay, let's check out AVAX for the new club member, and then we're gonna end the stream because I gotta go do stuff. So let's clean up a little bit up here. You can see here, I like that it's not, you know, I like AVAX that it's having these bottoms higher and higher all the time, which indicates some kind of move towards the upside. Oftentimes you'll see charts like this up here go lower than previous moves, right? Which are not actually that optimistic, but the fact that we are climbing towards the upside, it does indicate some kind of bullishness. There should be some kind of up here. Let's go to the weekly time frame up here, a little bit up here. Just pop the moving averages up here. We are already below 10, 20, 50 moving average. There is a 200 moving average up here. Let's go to the daily time frame. We're getting pushed on the downside. This doesn't look all that bullish. It's just getting pushed by the 10 moving average. So I'm thinking more dump is to come down here. So where this dump should come, actually, there's definitely some kind of trend line up here that we already broke on the bottom side down here. You can see down here, and we broke that trend line towards downside. So right now the question is where is the support line? Now there was big support line up here that we broke on the monthly time frame. There we also got something like 1194. So you're gonna look at this bottom support down here, and we're also gonna try to find out some other you know, important levels. I mean, down at 4.3, you know, it could get down to 4.3, but that's another 80% down, which I don't think, you know. So most likely, you know, biggest support down here. Let's go to the weekly time frame and let's see where we are right now. Down here, we got these bottoms down here right now that we might either hold or break, because that's what is holding us right now, around the 21, 23 levels down here. So that's our support right now down here at the bottoms. We got a couple of levels down here as well. You can see down here on the weekly time frame. Oh, sorry, this was the monthly support, but these bottoms down here as well. Whether we're gonna come to the, you know, previous bottoms or not, I don't know, but this does look like it can dump, dumping on downside, because we don't have anything right now, any kind of trend lines that might actually hold this. Maybe there's something like up here, down here. Very sketchy about that one. Very sketchy about that one. Not quite sure. Let's see down here, these two up here. So maybe give us some kind of support down there. Also, we got this week up here, but this is also very weak one, So we're gonna use this. So we got a two support areas the way I see it right now. This trend line up here with these 2 weeks should be regarded nicely, because we are kicking that. So you know, I don't think we're gonna fall through this up here, but if we go down, we might, you know, I would say either we hold the support here at 21, 23 towards that, because you can see how extended we are towards downside down here, or we go continue up here and go more down to some kind of 10, 11,000. But right now we are at support levels down here at 21, 23 levels. And it is getting widely oversold. Now we don't have that much data up here, but you can see that these bottoms down here right now we are very extended towards downside. On the weekly time frame up here as well, we are down at some kind of 31 levels, which are very low levels. So we are very close to actually bouncing towards the upside, not only on AVAX, but I think on everything right now. You can see that right now we have also on AVAX came down back to the same week on the downside. It doesn't look bullish, but it technically it's soon gonna be very bullish. So we are very close to that. Yes, yeah, I was actually waiting. Yeah, I think there is probability to come down there, but you know, we are look for Bitcoin. When Bitcoin bottoms out, I think everything will bottom out. Whether we're gonna go down to 10 or not, I don't know, man. I don't know. But you know, these are important levels of support the way I see it right now. There is probably some kind of trend line up here beside this one up here that I'm not seeing right now, but you know, there's that. How we bounce with moon on Monday? There is no bounce with moon, man. There's dump. Outside moment, a big risk. Looks like last winter most of the coins in top 20 gone. Yeah, it depends on also. Yeah, Kata, no problem. Check out the Telegram chat, you know, and stuff like that. And for everybody else, guys, thanks for stopping by. This was the Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. Central European Time on the dollar, because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin and altcoins. Everybody on the way out, hit the like button. Thanks for stopping by. We're gonna do this show tomorrow as well. Tina, did you see Crypto Love's video about the button? Very interesting era celebrator. Crypto Loves? No, I did not see that. I probably gonna check it out. So you know, there is that. There is my stop button. That's it for me, guys. See you around. Join KuCoin, guys. Join KuCoin. Bye bye.